My name is Zach Worthington. I'm 22 years old, and I'm not an exceptional person. All right, let's talk about this. So, the reason I'm in the situation that I'm in is because I've been focused on all the wrong things, all right, for a long time now. All right, and they're all things that I'm in control of, okay? I smoke weed, I smoke cigarettes, I eat a lot of sugar, and I do plenty more that I'll talk about in future videos. All right, but these are all things that I have control over, okay? I wake up every day and I make these decisions. All right, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here right now, wishing for more. All right, and that's what I want. I want more. I want to become an exceptional person. I want to become a high performer. All right, and for a person like me, I'm just a chud in my garage, yapping to a camera. All right, but I will not fail. Okay, I can't afford to fail. I'm going to be making radical change in my life. And this YouTube channel will be here for me to document my journey and to talk to you guys about what I am doing to change, the actions I'm taking, the changes I'm making, and I just need to stick to my word. I need to keep going. I need to actually apply these things that I've learned. I've been studying successful people, and I'm trying to take on their schedule. You know, High performers don't sit around and blaze and watch TV and all these things. I consume a lot of content in my day-to-day life. I sit around and I scroll. That's a big problem. And I try and get inspiration. At least more recently, I've been trying to get inspiration for my content because I want to start creating content instead of just consuming. I have a lot of artist friends, and it, they're such an inspiration. They're putting stuff out into the world. They're working hard for the things that they do produce, and it's honestly just been a big kick in my ass. Because I need to start creating. I need to start doing something with my life. Um, yeah, I'll basically just be talking about my opinions on things going on in my life and what I'm doing to uh, get to the places I want to be because I want to be important to people. I want to be the answer. I want people to come to me for answers. And I know that's a big ask. But I've been very social my entire life. I've kind of always had friends around me. A lot of them have come and gone, which I'll talk about for sure. Um, but as I spend a lot of time with these people, you know, people that I really care about, you know, I kind of let them down, most of the time, at least in the past. And what I've realized is I want to be I want to be there for people. I want to be able to fix their problems. I want to be a problem solver. I want to be important. I want people to come to me for answers. And I can't really do shit if I'm frying my brain every day smoking weed and not focusing on the real world. Because I've gotten very comfortable, too comfortable, and a lot of different reasons on why that is, which I'll talk about in future videos. But the thing is that I can change. You know, all of us can change. Any of you that are struggling with some of the topics that I will be talking about, you're not alone. You know, it's very embarrassing to admit, you know, but I I struggle with that. You know, I struggle with getting up in the morning and doing the hard things that I don't want to do, you know. But you know, some people call it discipline, some people call it, you know, just straight will, but that's what you have to do. You have to get up in the morning and do the things that you don't want to do. You know, that's what being a man really is. You know, you you take the storm that is life, all the rain, all the thunder, you take all of life's suffering and you become an umbrella for the people around you that you care about. And I just try and keep that in mind every single day. You know, that I want to become that person, and uh, I just have to work out what needs to change in order to become that person. Um, a lot of people, a lot of high performers that I've talked to personally, um, most of them say they're born with it, um, which isn't I wouldn't say is completely accurate, because all of these people have been kind of raised with that mindset, you know, um, or have just been around a lot of people with that mindset, you know, and honestly, I didn't really grow up with that, you know. I didn't really have a lot of direction. I didn't really have goals up until now, to be quite honest. Um, but I think a lot differently than I have in the past. Um, so I am realizing the things that are within my control, and yeah, basically, I'm just gonna start bending life to my will instead of bending myself to life's will. Um, I'll talk a lot about all of these different topics in future videos with a lot more structure, and yeah, I hope to I hope I can help out anybody out there that's struggling with some similar issues, with people that have some similar goals, you know. Basically, all I have to say in this video is that anything is possible. The past is history. You know, you can't dwell on it. And you just gotta focus on your daily actions. So I'll be here. I'm gonna try my best to put out videos daily, to be there for you guys and to show you my daily actions. And yeah, we'll see where all this goes. Thanks for listening, guys. Christ is King.